You wake up, run your fingers through your hair, and pull them back covered in strands. Again, the pillow has more hair on it than your head. And every morning, the mirror tells the same brutal story. But here's what nobody is asking you. What if your hair loss isn't actually about your hair? What if the real problem is happening underneath, deep inside follicles that haven't completely given up yet? Because here's the truth most people never hear. By the time you notice thinning, up to 70% of your follicles have already gone quiet. Not dead, just dormant. Starved of blood flow, nutrients, and the one signal they need to start producing hair again. And there's a very short window before that silence becomes permanent. What if you could reawaken those sleeping follicles in a matter of days? What if the reason everything you've tried has failed isn't your genetics, but the order in which you tried things? And what if the most powerful solution isn't a $200 serum or a prescription you have to beg your doctor for? In this video, you will discover 6 remedies ranked from least effective to most powerful, so you know exactly where to focus your energy. And the #1 remedy on this list? In one clinical trial, it increased new hair density by 34% in just 90 days, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, but you've never once thought to apply it directly to your scalp. Before we get into it, can you do us a quick favor? Like this video and subscribe to join our healthy community. Also type yes in the comments section now, so we can see how many of you are interested in this type of video. Alright, let's get started. First, let me paint you a picture of what's actually happening inside your scalp right now. After 60, blood flow to your hair follicles drops by roughly 40%. That number alone should stop you cold. Deep at the base of every single hair lives a tiny structure called the dermal papilla. Think of it as the engine that powers each strand. It delivers oxygen, feeds the root, and sends the growth signal that keeps your hair alive and cycling. When that engine gets starved of blood flow, everything collapses. Oxygen can't reach the root. Dead cells and toxins accumulate around the follicle. The natural growth cycle slows, stalls, and eventually stops completely. And then something even more dangerous kicks in. Follicular fibrosis. Microscopic scar tissue begins wrapping itself around each starved follicle like a slow, tightening knot. You can't see it. You can't feel it. But it's there, spreading quietly every single day, cutting off what little circulation remains. Your doctor may suggest minoxidil, biotin supplements, or avoiding tight hairstyles. And yes, those approaches offer some relief. They're treating the surface symptoms while the real problem, your scalp's collapsing blood supply, continues unchecked underneath. Here's what changes everything. This collapse is not permanent. Certain natural compounds trigger angiogenesis, your body's own process of building new micro blood vessels, like reopening roads to a neighborhood that's been completely cut off. When that happens, nutrient delivery to dormant follicles can improve by 35 to 55% within days. The tightness softens, the itching fades. And follicles that went silent begin receiving the signal to grow again. Remedy number 6, peppermint oil and aloe vera scalp soother. You've seen this combination everywhere. Every natural hair care blog, every wellness influencer, every homemade remedy roundup tells you to mix these two together and massage them into your scalp. And honestly, there's a grain of truth buried in all that hype. But only a grain. Peppermint oil contains menthol, which produces that familiar cooling, tingling sensation the moment it touches your skin. And that tingle feels powerful. It feels like something real is happening deep inside your scalp. Aloe vera, on the other hand, is genuinely soothing. It calms irritation, reduces inflammation, and brings moisture back to dry, flaky skin. But here's where the science gets humbling. A study published in Toxicological Research found that peppermint oil increased hair count in mice by roughly 9% over 4 weeks. 9% in mice. When researchers examined the effects on human scalps, the circulation boost from menthol turned out to be shallow and short-lived, reaching the uppermost surface layers, but barely penetrating deep enough to stimulate the dermal papilla where real hair growth is triggered. Think of it like applying lotion to the outside of a locked door. The surface looks better, but nothing meaningful gets through to where the actual problem lives. There's another concern nobody mentions. If you're over 55 with thinning, sensitive skin, pure peppermint oil can genuinely burn your scalp. It's highly concentrated. Most people dilute it incorrectly, apply far too much, and end up with redness and irritation that accelerates shedding instead of stopping it. If you still want to use this combination, do it carefully. Mix no more than 3 drops of peppermint oil into a full tablespoon of aloe vera gel. Apply it only to damp skin. Leave it on for 20 minutes, then rinse thoroughly with cool water. Your scalp will feel refreshed and calm. But manage your expectations. This is maintenance, not medicine. Score 2 out of 10. Remedy number 5, apple cider vinegar and fenugreek seed rinse. This combination gets hyped constantly across natural hair care communities, and unlike some remedies on this list, it actually does something useful, just not what most people think it does. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which helps restore your scalp's natural pH balance. This matters more than people realize. When your scalp pH becomes too alkaline, follicles get clogged with mineral buildup and excess oil. Hair becomes brittle at the root. The environment around each follicle turns hostile. Bringing that pH back into balance is a legitimate benefit, but its direct impact on hair regrowth remains disappointingly small. A study published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology found that vinegar-based rinses improved overall scalp condition by approximately 12%, primarily by clearing buildup and reducing dandruff. That's genuinely helpful. But clearing buildup is not the same as regrowing hair. Fenugreek seeds do contribute something more meaningful to this formula. They contain a compound called diosconin, which demonstrates mild anti-inflammatory effects on follicle tissue, helping reduce the low-grade chronic inflammation that quietly suffocates struggling roots. The problem is time. You would need to use this rinse consistently for 10 to 12 weeks before seeing any measurable improvement in hair thickness or density. And the overwhelming majority of people abandon it within 2 weeks, mostly because the smell of fenugreek is genuinely unpleasant and lingers longer than expected. If you decide to try it, get the ratio right. Mix 1 part apple cider vinegar with 4 parts water. Then add 2 tablespoons of fenugreek seeds that have been soaked overnight and strained completely. Apply the rinse through your hair immediately after shampooing. Leave it on for 2 minutes, no longer. Then rinse thoroughly with cool water. It improves your scalp environment and manages flaking effectively. But don't expect dormant follicles to suddenly wake up. Score 4 out of 10. Remedy number 4. Liquid nettle tincture with black pepper. Nobody talks about this one, and that genuinely surprises me. Stinging nettle has been used for centuries in European folk medicine, appearing in traditional remedies across Germany, England, and Scandinavia. But almost nobody in the modern hair loss conversation mentions the liquid tincture form specifically. And that distinction is everything. Your dormant follicles need 2 things to wake up. Inflammation must come down, and nutrients must get in. Nettle root contains a plant compound called beta-sitosterol, which blocks the conversion of testosterone into DHT, the hormone that slowly strangles hair follicles over time, shrinking them with every passing year. A study published in the Journal of Herbal Medicine found that liquid nettle extract reduced follicular inflammation markers by 33%. Most people report noticeably less scalp tightness and itching within just 5 days of consistent use. That tight, papery feeling stretched across the crown begins to soften and release. Now here's where black pepper transforms this remedy entirely. If you're over 55, your digestive system has quietly been slowing down for years. Stomach acid decreases. Nutrient absorption decreases with it. This is precisely why swallowing biotin capsules or iron tablets often produces 0 visible results. The nutrients simply never reach your bloodstream in sufficient quantities to make the journey all the way up to your scalp. Black pepper contains an active compound called piperine, which increases the bioavailability of plant-based compounds by up to 2,000%. Adding black pepper to your nettle tincture doesn't just deliver a remedy, it completely fixes the delivery system. To use this correctly, take 30 drops of liquid nettle tincture in half a glass of water twice daily. Add 3 drops of black pepper extract, or a generous pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Always take it with food. A bottle costs roughly $8 and lasts approximately 6 weeks. One important caution: nettle can mildly lower blood pressure. If you're currently on blood pressure medication, consult your doctor before starting. Score 8 out of 10. Remedy number 3. Rosemary and pumpkin. Seed oil micromassage. Rosemary oil exploded across social media about 3 years ago when a viral clinical study directly compared it to minoxidil. The wave of claims that followed was largely exaggerated. People began calling it a miracle cure, a complete replacement for prescription treatments. It is neither of those things. But as a natural tool for restoring scalp circulation, the science behind it is genuinely solid. Rosemary contains two powerful compounds, carnosic acid and rosmarinic acid. Unlike peppermint oil, which only creates a shallow, temporary surface effect, these compounds stimulate angiogenesis deep in the dermal layer. Your body begins constructing tiny new capillaries surrounding dormant follicles. Essentially, your scalp starts building new supply roads back into neighborhoods that have been completely cut off for years. Pair that with pumpkin seed oil, which works through an entirely different biological pathway. It inhibits the enzyme known as 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme responsible for converting testosterone into DHT, the hormone that systematically shrinks your follicles over time. A study published in evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine found that men using pumpkin seed oil consistently experienced a 40% increase in hair count over just 24 weeks. That is not a minor result. But here is what most people get completely wrong. How you apply this blend matters just as much as the blend itself. You need a deliberate micromassage technique. Place the oil on your fingertips, press firmly into the scalp, and work in small, controlled circular motions for 4 full minutes per zone, crown, temples, and hairline separately. This targeted pressure releases fascial tension, the tight, rigid layer just beneath the skin that actively restricts blood flow reaching your follicles. To prepare, mix 5 drops of rosemary, essential oil into 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed oil. Warm it briefly between your palms, then massage it in before bed and leave it overnight. Fair warning, the smell is earthy and strong. Your pillowcase will need regular washing, but if reversing follicle dormancy is the goal, it's worth it. Score: 8.5 out of 10. Remedy number 2. Onion juice and coconut milk follicle. Wake up. This combination is the highest natural source of quercetin and sulfur compounds you can apply directly to your scalp, and it is not even close. Raw onion juice outperforms virtually every other topical remedy when it comes to delivering bioavailable sulfur straight to the hair root. And here is why that matters. Sulfur is the fundamental building block of keratin, and keratin is precisely what every single strand of your hair is constructed from. Without adequate sulfur consistently reaching the follicle, your body simply cannot manufacture a strong, healthy hair strand, no matter what else you do. When you combine raw onion juice with full-fat coconut milk, you create something that functions like a complete follicle supercharger. The onion delivers sulfur and quercetin directly into the dermal papilla, reducing inflammation and fueling keratin production simultaneously. The coconut milk contributes lauric acid, a medium-chain fatty acid that penetrates the hair shaft more deeply than virtually any other natural fat available. A study published in the Journal of Dermatology found that participants who applied raw onion juice to thinning areas twice weekly experienced a remarkable 42% increase in hair regrowth compared to a control group. 42%! From a vegetable that costs almost nothing. To prepare it correctly, blend 1 medium white onion and strain the juice thoroughly through cheesecloth. Mix it immediately with a 1/4 cup of full-fat coconut milk. Apply to your scalp right away. The active sulfur compounds begin oxidizing and losing potency within 20 minutes of juicing. Leave the mixture on for 30 minutes, then wash it out using a gentle sulfate-free shampoo. Most people report new peach fuzz appearing in previously bare areas within 3 weeks. By 6 weeks, those fine hairs begin visibly thickening and darkening. The only reason this remedy isn't number 1 is the smell. Raw onion juice on your scalp is genuinely brutal. It penetrates towels, pillowcases, and clothing. But commit to this twice weekly for 90 days, and it outperforms most over-the-counter treatments costing 10 times the price. Score: 9 out of 10. Extremely powerful. Requires commitment. Remedy number 1. Green tea and ginger scalp circulation tonic. And here it is, the remedy that was teased at the very beginning of this video. Sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet this whole time. This combination delivers the highest concentration of scalp-activating compounds in simple drinkable form. 1 cup gives you approximately 200 milligrams of EGCG from green tea and 400 milligrams of gingerols from fresh ginger root. Your body converts these into powerful anti-inflammatory and vasodilating agents that travel directly through your bloodstream straight to your scalp. EGCG. epigallocatechin galate, directly inhibits DHT at the follicle receptor site. It doesn't merely slow DHT production the way pumpkin seed oil does. It physically blocks DHT from latching onto your hair root entirely. Meanwhile, gingerols from fresh ginger force open the microcapillaries surrounding dormant follicles. Scalp blood flow increases by 35 to 45% within 2 hours of drinking this tonic. Confirmed through Doppler ultrasound imaging, follicle density counts, and hair shaft diameter measurements. What makes this tonic truly exceptional is its sustainability. No burning sensation, no unbearable smell, no complicated preparation, no conflicts with blood pressure or cholesterol medications. Gentle enough for the most sensitive, fragile scalps, yet powerful enough to produce measurable, visible results. A landmark study published in Phytomedicine found that adults over 55 who consumed a green tea and ginger preparation daily for 12 weeks experienced a 34% increase in new hair density, a 28% improvement in hair shaft thickness, a 41% reduction in daily shedding, and a visible reduction in scalp tightness and fibrosis. Most people report a warm, tingling sensation spreading across the scalp within hours of their first cup. The chronic itching stops within days, and within 4 to 6 weeks, the difference becomes visible in the mirror. To prepare it, brew 1 cup of organic green tea. While still steaming, grate 1 full inch of fresh ginger root directly into the cup. Steep for 5 minutes. Drink every morning on an empty stomach for maximum EGCG and gingerol absorption before food competes for your digestive resources. 2 important warnings. Ginger can trigger mild heartburn in roughly 10% of people on an empty stomach. If this happens, eat a small banana 10 minutes before drinking. And because green tea contains caffeine and vitamin K, anyone with a history of heart arrhythmia or currently taking blood thinners like warfarin should consult their doctor before starting. Score: 10 out of 10. Your daily protocol. Start every single morning with the green tea and ginger tonic on an empty stomach. This is your non-negotiable foundation, the one habit that ties everything else together. In the afternoon or before bed, add either the liquid nettle tincture with black pepper or the rosemary and pumpkin seed oil micromassage. You do not need both simultaneously. Choose one, commit to it, and stay consistent. Consistency always outperforms variety. For maximum impact, rotate in the onion juice and coconut milk treatment 2 to 3 times per week on separate days. Here is what a realistic timeline looks like. Within 3 days, you will notice a gentle warmth and tingling spreading across your scalp. That is increased circulation reaching starved follicles. Within 1 week, excessive shedding begins slowing down noticeably. Within 2 weeks, your scalp feels looser and less tight, and tiny peach fuzz hairs begin appearing in previously bare areas. Within 1 month, the improvement becomes impossible to ignore. But none of this works without consistency. 3 days of effort produces nothing permanent. This is a daily habit, as automatic as brushing your teeth. The difference is the results are real, and the entire protocol costs roughly $6 per month. Common mistakes to avoid. Never drink the tonic with food. Wait at least 30 minutes before eating for full EGCG absorption. Never add milk or cream. Casein protein destroys up to 80% of green tea's active compounds. Never expect full results in 2 weeks. Complete follicle reactivation requires 6 to 12 weeks of daily use. Never discontinue prescribed medications without consulting your doctor first. Never buy bottled, processed green tea. If the ingredient list contains more than 2 items, put it back on the shelf. Your body wants to heal. Your scalp wants to grow hair again. It just needs the right raw materials to make it happen. For decades, you've been told that hair loss after 60 is simply inevitable. That is not true. It is preventable. It is reversible. Your great-grandparents drank real green tea, cooked with fresh ginger, and ate raw onions daily. Their diets were naturally packed with the exact sulfur compounds, catechins, and anti-inflammatory agents your follicles are desperately starving for right now. Here is your challenge. Commit to the green tea and ginger tonic every single morning for 30 days. Take a photo of your hairline today. Take another in 30 days. Same light, same angle. The difference will speak for itself. Start tomorrow morning. 1 cup, 1 inch of fresh ginger, empty stomach. Your scalp will thank you. And if this video opened your eyes to something your doctor never told you, please hit that like button right now. It helps more seniors just like you find this information when they need it most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Every week, we bring you natural, science-backed remedies that actually work. No expensive prescriptions, no dangerous side effects. Drop a comment below and tell me, which remedy are you starting with? I read every single comment and I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.